time for my favorite weekly segment, STEM Ambassadors. This is the time when we get to feature women and girls doing great things in STEM. And I have a fantastic guest this afternoon because this is Sarah Miller, who is getting her master's degree in aerospace engineering. At the same time, you're working with NASA Glenn on some pretty incredible projects. So first of all, how did you get interested in aerospace engineering?
So I think a lot of that can be attributed to my older brother. So he's just a year older than me, and he studied, he's always been interested in math and physics. So he's got a dual degree in math and physics. And so I think, you know, we were pretty close growing up and we did a lot of things together. So I think he was pretty inspiring. So he was probably the motivation.
So you have an undergrad in aerospace engineering.
That's right.
You're pursuing your master's degree in aerospace engineering down at Georgia Tech. How do you kind of keep all of those classes that people think of as very hard in context with some of the classes that may not be as hard?
Right. So I think, to me, that's what I love doing. Like, so this summer I'm taking a summer course at Princeton University, and it's a plasma physics course. And to a lot of people, plasma physics is what they think of when they think of something that's really hard. But I love that stuff. That's my, you know, favorite thing to study. Whereas if somebody asked me to take in, you know, ancient history class or an advanced literature class, that would be more difficult for me. So I think it's perspective. It's what you enjoy doing, because if you really love it, it's not hard.
So let's talk a little bit about more what you have been doing, because you brought some really great visuals for us. Your project that you've been working on this summer is with power and propulsion, which of course is NASA Glenn's hallmark. So what project have you been doing specifically?
So one of the ones I can highlight is I've been working on the International Space Station electrical power system. So the station has been flying for a long time, so since 1998, and the power system is probably the most interesting subsystem. I'm biased because I'm a power systems engineer, but so this is an example of an ISS solar panel. So you can see, if you've seen terrestrial solar panels, it's not too different. This one's made for space. It's a little bit more complicated, but the basic principle is the same, as you're converting sunlight into electricity. So I've been working on analyzing how the International Space Station power system is doing and how much power it's producing during interesting events, like when visiting vehicles are going back up to space station, or when astronauts are doing spacewalks. Anything that's kind of an unusual event, then I can go in and analyze and see how much power we're producing.
That's fascinating. And how well is the system doing? I mean, is it holding its own, or is it starting to get a little aged?
So when you see a picture of the space station from far away, it looks pristine. You know, it looks like it's floating up there in space in perfect condition, and it's really not. So if you see close-up pictures of the space station, you can see little pits and pockets in the solar arrays where, like, micrometeorites and orbital debris have completely, like, gone through the arrays. So in addition, it's subject to the space environment, so it's being degraded and performance is dropping. But that sounds pretty negative, but it makes my job more interesting, because it makes providing enough power to power the life support systems for astronauts and the science experiments more difficult. But it's something that NASA's doing every day, so it's exciting to be a part of it.
It's awesome. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you.
A lot of girls very interested in space, and that is a great thing to pursue. Certainly, we'll put some more links to Sarah's work that she's been doing with power and propulsion at NASA at wkyc.com/girlsinSpace.